Going off of what you said earlier, you said that Phoenix was one of your best tracks, if not your best. So, kind of going off of that, do you feel that you're one of the favorites this week, kind of an underdog, or what?
I don't know that there is a favorite or an underdog this week, right? I think that when you look at the season, when you look at the speed all four of us have had, when you look at the teams, I mean, look, I'm racing against two teammates, right? I said at the beginning of the year that I thought we could have all four of our Junior Motorsports Chevys in the Final Four, and it got really close. There was a moment in Martinsville where that was a possibility, right? So, I think that, for all of us, we all have different strengths, we all have different weaknesses, and I think the conditions, how the race plays out, what that kind of looks like could be all the difference in the world of whether one of the four of us is sitting in the championship role. So, I'm excited for this weekend. The only advantage that I probably have over the other three is that I've at least been in this scenario and I've dealt with the stresses and the processes and all the things that go with it. But on the other side of it, you never really know how you're going to react in a Game 7 moment until you've lived it, right? And these guys are going to find things out about themselves that they probably didn't even know existed, and they might unlock something in their own journey through this that makes them better. So I'm here for it. Like I said, I think winning one last year has allowed me to be a lot more free in this year, and I'm not as nervous. It's funny, I'm coming in this weekend with no stress at all. Like I'm just pumped on this weekend, and I'm excited to see it kind of cap off.
You mentioned last week too that all of the setups that are being unloaded this week for Jaron, you've driven here before.
Yeah.
So how much of an advantage does that give you?
Well, I mean, we are different, right? When I look at the list of drivers here, every one of us in this group right here have a different kind of base setup. So it's all stuff that we've all kind of run and we know, and I think that's good. I think the track conditions are gonna determine which one of the three is better, and we luckily have that long practice where if we feel like we're off and we didn't bring what we want, we can make an adjustment. But I just think back to the spring, we were really good, and what we're running this weekend is very similar to what we ran in the spring. A little bit different, just being from the kind of middle afternoon race to a night race. But I think that for all of us, we all have different things that we like too. That's the other part of it is that while I may not like exactly what one of them is running, even though I've run it before, it still may fit their driving style a lot better than mine. So we have to just manage that and make the right decisions for us. And honestly, for practice, I don't care if I'm 30th on the board, right? I feel like you just got to find the feel you're looking for. And this racetrack is so important to having comfort in what you know and what you want to drive like. And so if we can find that, I feel like that's the best combination for us.
Well, 30th on the board would be better than practice last year.
30th on the board would be better than practice last year. That's an understatement, Bob. That's last year was, but I will say I wouldn't trade last year, right? Like I wouldn't trade the experience of that. I was mad. The only thing I wish I would have done is I wouldn't have beat the toolbox up. Other than that, I thought it was a good experience.
Speaking of beating things up, were you mad at Sam Mayer for something he did to you, or were you mad about something, or were you mad at what he did to Jeb?
It started with me.
Okay.
And then, I had 60 laps to watch everything else that transpired, and look, Sam and I have had a good relationship, right? And I feel like as drivers go away from junior motorsports, I still feel responsible, as they kind of grow into the drivers that they're going to be, that I want to see them succeed. I hold the drivers that leave junior motorsports to probably a higher standard than maybe somebody else that's in the sport, just because I know what the expectations are at our shop, and I know what they're taught.